The big reason I started is because I was really sick of living paycheck to paycheck. I was working a corporate job and I was getting my master's at the time. And I felt like no matter like how hard I worked, I wasn't making enough money to actually live the life I wanted. Like I was paying my bills on time every month, but every single month I was accumulating more credit card debt, more student loan debt. And I was so sick of like working super hard to not have any money for myself. So when I started, really like $500 a month would have been a good number for me because it was the difference between like accumulating more credit card debt every month and like not accumulating more credit card debt every month and having a little bit of money left over. A couple months after I started, I ended up having to quit my full-time job so that I could do my student teaching and become a high school teacher. During that time period, I had no income coming in other than this business. When I started my student teaching, I was an executive. My first month of student teaching, I went Ruby. My very first year of teaching, so I finished my student teaching in December of 2017. January of 2018, I started my first full-time teaching job. I promoted really quickly to Emerald, then Diamond, and then Double Diamond, all in my first year teaching. So I was crazy busy. I had a lot going on. I had a lot of other priorities, but I was also making this business a huge priority. And yeah, that's my quick story. I still work full-time as a high school teacher, and I'm actually going back to school next month too. So still working this business around a crazy busy schedule and promoting and making it work and pushing for triple right now. That's my story. That's all I've got.
Okay, love it. Saray, do you want to tell your story real quick? And then I'll tell my story real quick, and then we'll just jump right in.
Yeah, so I'm Saray. I am a diamond leader. I've been with the business for 2 years now. I joined during the $10 deal. And I pretty much, survived. So I promoted to Ruby fairly quickly. And then a year later, it took me to promote to Emerald. I joined because I wanted to make extra income with my daughter. I was a new mom, so I was in the medical field prior to that. And then I knew that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom anyway. So when I initially joined the business, I only needed like $300 to $400 just for extra money. Our financial situation actually wasn't really that bad at the time. So shortly after having my daughter, I found out I was pregnant with my son. So they were back-to-back pregnancies. So then that pretty much changed everything because we lived in a one-bedroom apartment and we needed to change. My husband was going to be laid off from his job, so we were going to switch states. And then eventually he ended up getting a better offer. So we had to move back to the state we moved out of. So when he was born, that same month, I pretty much decided that I needed to make this business my full-time income. So at that time, it was August of 2018. And then I decided that for conference, I wanted to be Emerald. And I achieved it. I was Emerald in January. And then shortly after that in March, or actually February, that following month, I ranked to Diamond and I earned the $10,000 bonus. And now we are very close to promoting to double this month. So we're really excited about that.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, congratulations on your upcoming promotion. Sarah she promoted to Ruby in October. And then that was like a big month for her was in October. It's funny because a lot of people think like, oh, you don't promote at the end of the year, but like it's totally just where your mindset is and what you're doing. So love that. So I am just going to my video because otherwise I'll get distracted. So my name is Aja Stone. I am a double diamond with the company. I've been in for 4.5 years. I got started in May 2015 for a car payment, $300 a month. That's why I joined. 2 months later, I went Ruby, earned $1,000 bonus. That was the same month I met my now husband. And he has 3 kids from his first marriage. So I very quickly became a bonus mama to these 3 kids. They were 3, 4, and 9 at the time. And we moved in together like a month after we started dating. And then in December of that year, 2 weeks before Christmas, I got let go from the salon that I was working at. And that was when I really decided that I was going to make this business like I was going to try to do something with it besides just like be at that Ruby rank. So I signed up Jay as a distributor and I promoted him to executive that month. And in January 2016, he went Ruby, earned a $500 bonus. I went Emerald. And then 2 months later in March, he went Emerald and I went Diamond. We earned $22,000 in bonuses. And this has been my full-time income ever since. Last May, I had my son. And the following month, we went double and I earned another $10,000 bonus. And we just were able to sell our starter home and purchase our dream home. And we're like working on renovating and stuff. And I get to stay home every day with my son, who is going to be 18 months pretty soon. Just like so crazy to say. Time goes by so fast, but it's just so incredible what can happen with this company when you just like decide that you're going to put in the work and the effort and treat it seriously. And then like next thing you know, you're making $7,000 a month and you're like, what is this life? So I'm super excited to have the three of us together because we probably all work our businesses a little bit differently, probably all enroll customers a little bit differently. Some of us don't work on Facebook, some of us do. So I'm excited to just bring you guys just some like different tips and stuff. So Sarah, did you like put together any notes for this? No, me neither. Okay. So there's like a few ways that we can enroll customers, right? So we're using the products, which is super, super important. So if you're brand new and you're like waiting for your starter kit, or you're brand new and you like got your starter kit and you haven't used any of the products, guys, you have to start using the products. It's so, so, so important. What got me to double and really brought me so much momentum through the end of last year was the results that I got from drinking the keto coffee and chocolate greens religiously every single day, was making it on my story, was talking about it, posting about it, having people host a post for me about it, and sharing my personal results. I lost over 50 pounds in 2 months after having my son, literally just by switching out my morning coffee and like having breakfast with drinking the coffee and greens. And having those personal before and afters are huge when it comes to enrolling customers. So pick a product. Like if you are not consistently using something, I would say pick 2 to 3 products that you are going to like religiously use every single day and document your journey with them, because this is going to be so, so huge for you signing up customers. When people see you using the products and you getting results from them, that's how you get customers through attraction marketing. So when people talk about attraction marketing, you know, it's posting the pretty pictures, it's, you know, having the good captions, posting the pretty stories. But if you're using the products consistently on your stories and you're talking about them on your feed and you're, you know, going live using the products, people are watching that and seeing that, and that's going to pique their curiosity. I could probably sign up a handful of customers every month just from sharing on my story, like what products that I'm using every day. So definitely do that. Another way that we enroll customers is obviously by messaging. And then the other way is by host to post. So I do some messaging and host to posting. Sarah like strictly does a lot of messaging. And Saray, you do messaging and host to post, right? Okay. So can we just talk a little bit about like messaging on Instagram? Do you work on Facebook at all, Saray? Or are you just strictly Insta?
I just do Instagram.
Oh, okay. So I'm excited to hear how you host a post on Instagram, because I host a post on Facebook, and I've not like dabbled into the Instagram world of host a post. I think just because I'm like nervous, I don't know, but I know that I need to do all the things to get to triples. So I'm excited to hear about that. So could you tell us a little bit about like what that looks like when you're like, take us through the whole process of like the reach out and the whole thing.
Yeah, so I actually divide my month according to basically the business too. So I focus on doing messaging the 1st through the 25th of the month. And then I do host a post from the 25th until the end of the month. Now, my messaging from the 1st to the 25th with cold messaging and stuff like that, I just send a generic message that I've made up and I give them the option to either want more information on the business or the product. So I never close any of the opportunities. It's always like either would you like more info on this or that? And then they tell me, and sometimes it's like, okay, so like I want info on both, which is like my favorite because and then I can go back and forth with it. When I focus on the host to post towards the end of the month, it's so much easier for me because I focus on saying how my team is close to a really like a big promotion. And when I do that, I actually don't even do a host to post giveaway. And I have like anywhere from 20 to 30 host to post a day on Instagram. And it's anybody and everybody who just wants to help our team out. So my message for host to post, for the end of the month, I just simply I tell them like, hey, I'm actually shooting for a really big promotion. And so is my team. Would you just be willing to put something up on your story and tag me? Because it's going to help us out. Like we're only, and I even sometimes include the amount of orders away that we are. And the way that I calculate the orders is I do the keto triple threat, the 105 plus the sweet dream mocha or the mocha deal at the end. So it's about 118. And then I divide that by the remaining volume that I need. So I tell them, I'm like, this is how many orders I need. Would you guys be willing to help me? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So then they put it up. So my picture for host to post for the end of the month is usually a weight loss because that's my highest selling BV order. I do really high BV orders. That's just my thing. It's actually like, I'm just really good at it. And it's my goal to always have at least minimum of 100 BV or higher. So 30 BV is actually not in my vocabulary, not saying that I don't sell any 30 BVs, but I usually try to shoot for any weight loss bundles. And like you mentioned, it's really important to have your before and after pictures because that's something that I'm always posting about. So I've personally lost 38 pounds with it, with the keto triple fat and extra products too. So I tell them all of that when I'm talking to them by voice messaging. So I tell them like, hey, like, I see that you want this, like these results or blah, blah, blah. Like this is the products that you need. So then I always do high BV. So my host to post is just a picture. It's actually a picture of me. I created it on Over. And then I have like the words on the side, just basically saying that I'm looking for 5 girls who are looking to lose some weight. And then I have them tag me in this like little box that I have on the picture. And then they tag me. And so from that moment forward, since I know that I'm focusing on host to post only, I actually have a list and I write it down in my notebook. So I write down that so-and-so did a host to post for me. So then now that I'm getting all of these friend requests that are coming throughout the day, I take a moment out of my day and I look to see who I have in common. And most of the time it just shows it right there on Instagram that I have that person, the so-and-so and I are in common with that girl. So as soon as they add me, I message them and I tell them like, hey girl, so I couldn't help but notice that you added me based off of a shout out that so-and-so did. Did you want more information? And they're like, yeah, actually, I wanted to lose some weight. And then that's how I proceed to tell them with all of the information. So during the 25th and the last day of the month, I focus on posting everything and anything about weight loss. So I post my before and after pictures. I post pictures about other people. I post about the bundles. I make up a lot of my own bundles. So I take pictures at home. So I make sure that I provide that to my team as well. So like I make up bundles so that I get high BVs, and I'll throw them in and I'll tell them it's a special bundle deal that we have for the end of the month. On top of that, like again, my before and after pictures, I'm throwing it in their face 24/7. A huge thing that really helps, like the sense of urgency. For example, today with the BOGO deal that it got extended until 12. I was talking about that 24/7. I even put a countdown on Instagram. And I signed up 4 customers off of it just this morning. So that sense of urgency, constantly talking about it, like I'm like, you guys have to get on this deal. And I do a lot of videos leading up to the actual pictures. So if I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, like I'll do a live video and I'll say, or just a recorded video and I say, you guys, like look at these before and after pictures that were just sent to me. And then when they tap, they're going to see the before and after. And then they tap again and it's me telling them like, you guys have to get on and like she lost this amount of weight, blah, blah, blah. And that like leading up to it, especially like my before and after pictures, when I shared it just last week, like my 1-year results, like I told them, I'm like, you guys are going to go crazy when you guys see my 1-year result. And then after that, they're like I show them my 1 year result, and then after I'm like explaining every single thing about the product, and then I got 2 customers off of that. So that's like things that I do, especially the hyping up. And then whenever I sign a loyal customer, I'm always posting screenshots of it, and I'm posting up like, thank you for supporting my business. Sometimes I get my daughter to say thank you too, because they're supporting me being a stay-at-home mom, so that's kind of like sucking them in to like, hey, thank you so much. So other things that I do is also with my before and after pictures. If I have them as a friend on social media, I will tag them so that people know that I actually know these people, and that it's not just someone that I'm putting up on my story. But a big thing, another thing is voice messaging. I do a lot of voice messaging, and I'm just myself when I'm having these conversations with people. When they're telling me they want to lose 30 pounds, I'm like, girl, I got you. Like, I definitely can hook you up. Or I'll tell them like, I'm so excited to help you out with this transformation. Like, and that's just basically the wording that I do. But most of it is just being so excited about it. And especially because I had my own results, and I know that our products work together and even better as a bundle. Like, I'm so confident when I say that to them. And so like, that's how I sign like really high BB orders.
So when you're having them like throw up the host of post picture for you, is it saying for them to like DM you, or is it saying for them to add you? Like what is like the call to action on that?
Let me see if I can find it. It's actually right here. Let me put my,
And they're putting it in story, right? Is that right? Or
yes, it's on their story, not on their profile. Because the thing is with Instagram, if the person doesn't really post consistently on their profile, which I'm not expecting them to, they might not get that many likes. Like, I'm looking at their profile and I'm seeing that they're only getting 60, 80 likes maybe per picture, especially if it's like a smaller platform. They're not bloggers. They don't know anything about algorithms. So their stories, when they're posting consistently, they're getting a lot more views on their stories. And even if you actually look at your profile, like, you're probably getting a lot more views on your stories versus people liking your stuff. So I'm ensuring that it's being thrown in their face. So with my picture, I like dimmed it, but it's just basically me. And then it says, my friend Saray is looking for 5 more girls that want to lose some weight. And then it says down here, follow. And then I put a little box so
And
that they can tag.
they like at you in that.
Yeah.
And when you say that you're like consistently every day throughout the month posting about weight loss, posting about bundles, all that stuff, are you posting on your feed or are you posting to your story?
On my story. My
Okay.
actual profile, I think I've only posted one, and I usually do that at the end when I'm doing those host to posts. Then I'll throw in an actual picture because, for example, like last month, towards the end of the month that I started talking more about the bundles and doing the host to post, then I threw up a couple pictures of before and after. And my likes on it were insane because I never really get a lot of likes on my before and after pictures as much. And I had almost 595 people who actually liked that picture. So I knew that it was people that were being recently added.
Okay. Do you ever have anyone say they're not comfortable putting up a story about weight loss? Do you give them another story to pick to put up?
I actually have never had anybody tell me that they don't want to post it up. I think it's also because I keep it very simple. I don't put any before and after picture on my actual so with mine, it's just a picture of myself. And then I have my hand up and it says the number 5. So, I felt like whenever I was posting a before and after picture, some people were hesitant to do so because they would tell me like, oh, I have never tried the product myself and I don't want to promote something that I've never tried personally. So those were things that that way I just put a selfie of myself, and then they can see my own transformation if they ask me for it. But I've never had anybody really tell me like they don't feel comfortable like posting it for me. Usually I think it's because of the fact that I tell them that I'm working on a really big promotion.
And you don't offer any type of like giveaway?
No, not anymore. I used to, and I would do it, but then it just became a little bit more complicated because I would end up being the one like kind of putting it towards the end. At the beginning, we used to even do it as a bigger team. Like our triple diamond leader would do it, and it was really nice that she would do it as well. But I think it's just because of the way that I'm wording it now that I'm getting even more results now versus when I was doing a giveaway. Cause I had a lot of people with the giveaways tell me like, oh, I don't need that. Like, I don't need an iPad, or I don't really like a Michael Kors wallet, or win anything, stuff like that. So I just keep it short and simple. And I just I think it's because I try to tug at their heartstrings instead and just tell them like, you guys, like this could really help me out. And I'm always doing a countdown. So we're only 30 orders away. We're 29 orders away.
I love that.
I have a quick question for you. So when you're reaching out to people to host a post for you, the last like 5 or 6 days of the month, are these new people that you're reaching out to, or is it a follow-up message? Like, who are you contacting?
It's everybody.
Okay.
From even current loyal customers, potential distributors, people that I've been having a conversation with and they've been ghosting me for some time. Because when I do my follow-ups for potential customers, I'll do them like if I spoke to someone today and by tonight they didn't respond, then I'll message them again tonight and I'll say, did I catch you at a bad time? And then tomorrow I probably might message them again. And then I'll do it again on Friday. Today's what? Monday, right? So I'll do it again on Friday if I still don't hear anything. And then I'll do every 2 weeks, and then I push them out for a month, and then I give them only just monthly messages. But if they are messaging me, like
respond,
even if they don't respond, like I will.
You messaged me today, I didn't respond. You messaged me tonight, and you're like, "Hey, girl, did I catch you at a bad time?" I still don't respond, but I read it, but I didn't respond. You would message me tomorrow.
I would message you Friday.
And say what?
I either ask them for a host to post, or I tell them, hey girl, I'm placing orders today. Would you like to go ahead and snag the deal instead?
Even so, if you guys hadn't had like a conversation about products or anything?
Oh, no. I only follow up for people that we've actually had conversations
with. Okay. So
yeah,
like
not somebody who just.
So like if someone, say you message someone today, they read it, they don't reply. You message them again and say, hey girl, did I catch you at a bad time? If they read that and don't reply, what do you do with that?
On Friday, I'll message them and tell them like, hey girl, I know we spoke about the cleanse earlier in the week. I'm placing orders today and I have some special discount spots. Did you want to go ahead and get started? And then if they don't answer me again that Friday, then towards the end of the month, I'll have them do a host to post. So and even in between that, I'll interact with them. So I'll like comment on their pictures, or I'll comment on their stories and stuff like that. But for the most part, like I've had people sign up even after having those long conversations with them. Like, I think I actually have one that I can remember, of a girl who I messaged and followed up with her quite a bit, and she ended up placing a high BV order with me, like even weeks after I had been talking to her. And she even did a host to post for me too. And we went back and forth between customer and distributor. But with her, I ended up messaging her, like she messaged me off of a host to post. And that was August 27th. And then August 29th, the conversation went until August 28th. 29th, I messaged her and she didn't respond. And then the 30th, I messaged her and she did respond, but it was just something like she didn't really say anything. Then she voted on my poll on the 4th. She didn't respond. And then on the 5th, I messaged her again. And then she's like, yeah, I would like more information. Can I get your website? So then that's when I started explaining to her that I usually like to walk everyone through, that I don't like to send my website just to anyone, because it can get confusing and overwhelming. And then she was like, okay, sounds good. So like, can you tell me more about the products again? So then I messaged her. She didn't say anything back. So then on the 13th, that's when I told her I was placing some orders and if she wanted to go ahead and get her orders in. She ended up not placing her order when I sent her my link, because I don't place orders either. They place their orders.
Is there a reason for that?
For me, it's just I just send them my link, and I always have better results with having people sign up themselves.
Do you do like a pre-generated cart, or you literally just send your link?
No, I do the
shopping like a pre-generated cart. That's like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. I use a shopping list all the time. And for the most part, every time I throw in the shopping cart, if they're only doing one product, I'll tell them, hey girl, while I was generating your shopping list, you unlocked a $49 deal. So keep your eye out for it. And then they'll just add it onto their order.
The Mocha Dream thing?
regardless of what they're ordering. If
Yeah,
they're just ordering hair, skin, and nails, I tell them about the $49 deal too.
that's really good. Okay. I'm like taking so many notes right now. What was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you something else. I'm like having a brain fart. Sarah, do you have any questions?
No, but I want to highlight what you just said about telling. So like, even if somebody's not interested in weight loss, you guys can still tell them about the Mocha Dream. Like, just like how Saray said it, that she can just say, you unlocked a $49 deal, keep an eye out for it. Like, it's that simple. Then they'll see that pop up and they might ask you a question. They might add it to your cart. They might not, but either way, they're still placing their order. So why not go for the bigger BB while you like have the opportunity? I mean, the worst thing they're going to say is no thanks, or not put that in their cart. Like, it's not like they're not going to order because you offered them another product too. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid to offer somebody the upsell or the Mocha Dream deal, because like there really is no worst case scenario. Best case scenario, they order.
Yeah, for sure. And adding on to that, so I always upsell. So it's funny because you said that you always send the shopping cart. So I always get people's information. I rarely ever have people put in their own orders. I don't know why, but just like if I have their info, I know it's going to get done. It's going to get done right. We're going to order the products that they agreed to order. And then I always upsell at the end. So I'm going to go into like some scripts when I talk real quick, but I'm just curious. So when you are selling the keto triple threat and then adding on the Mocha Dream at the end, how do you send the price? How do you explain the pricing to people? Because I think that the pricing, I think for our team, especially like new people, everything's good when you're sending the product info. And then when people go send the price, they get really nervous. And it's just like a little ways that you say things and everyone sends the pricing a little different. So I'm just really curious, like how you send the pricing.
So for me, I don't break it down. I don't tell them the coffee is 78, the Thermophyte X, blah, blah, blah. I just give them the whole total pricing. So when I send them the link, they know. I tell them like, okay, this is in your shopping cart. You're going to enter all your information, blah, blah, blah. Right before your final review, you're going to get a $49 deal to complete your order. So that's if I'm including the $49 deal into it. But I don't include the $49 deal with everything. So if they're only getting, like, I'll do the keto coffee, the 30-day supply, and the Thermophyte X together. Like, I won't add the $49 deal with that. Like, they're going to buy that separate because it's just easier with the BV. Like, I want higher BV, so I don't add the $49 unless they're getting like 3 or 4 products. So my go-to descriptions, like when I'm talking to people, is I use the words like you're saving the most money, and you're not locked in. There's no membership, stuff like that. So when I'm explaining to them how they're going to do the loyal customer program, that they say, okay, what's your price? My script, I sound like a broken record. I always tell them you've unlocked, I tell them everyone is signing up for, which also helps them feel more calm because it's not just them. So I tell them everyone is signing up for, plus I'm already posting all these people that are ordering from me. So they're seeing that they are enrolling. I'm getting people who are enrolling for this program. So I tell them everyone is signing up for my 3-month loyal customer program, which means that you're going to be ordering a product for 3 months. You're not locked into any pricing, bundle, or rate. You get to pick and choose whatever you want. And all you have to do is just make sure you order at least 1 product each month. So if you want to start with this bundle the first month, second month you want to upgrade, third month you want to switch to skincare, you can do so. And then that's basically it. Like, I just keep it short and simple to the point. And then when I'm sending them the link, I explain it to them. I just tell them briefly, like, okay, so this is your bundle for your first month. It'll give you an account number. When you get your order, message me, and then we'll talk about what you're going to get for your second and third month. And then that way I'm reiterating every single time, but I'm not telling them. I don't even tell them about the $50, to be honest. I do say the membership fee is waived when they're doing the 3 months, but I don't throw too much numbers at them. I just keep it simple.
And are you sending this stuff in a voice message or are you texting it?
No, I voice message everything.
Do
So
you
I've
bring
never
your
had
combos over to text, or do you talk right on Instagram?
everything is on Instagram up until the point they're going to order. As soon as they tell me they're going to order, I ask them for their phone number so I can send them the shopping list, and then conversation over to text.
It's so
So the text message I'll have in my history will be their username, their name, and then I always tell them to send me a confirmation of their order with their account number, and I tell them that I like to keep it in their account, which means I want to keep it in their text message in case they ever lose it.
It's good. Really good. Sorry, do you have
Other
any
thing I
questions?
wanted to add
Oh,
about
yeah.
loyal customers with increasing BV is also like I mean I reach out to a lot of my old customers too. And I always offer them extra incentives, or not extra incentives. I tell them that they've unlocked other deals, even though it's the same loyal customer pricing. And I ask them if they have any new goals, especially if it's a customer who hasn't ordered in a long time, or even a customer who's currently enrolled in something else, because I tell them that I have extra deals. So especially with this October keto triple threat, I was offering it to even people who were just doing skincare or were doing something completely different. Because if you're not reaching out to these customers, there's probably going to be other distributors that are going to accidentally message your own customer and might tell them like, oh, like I'm having this deal if you sign up with me for 3 months, and they might not come back to you. So you keeping up. And the Connect app is really good for that because you have all of your loyal customers in there anyways. So you going back to them and telling them that they are still eligible for these discounts. It's like an extra thing because they're also getting the emails. If they sign up for the text messages, they'll get those too. But I like to throw that in. And I've had customers have high BV orders. I actually, this past week, I had the second highest ever BV order, and she ordered 225 BV from me just reiterating and checking out what her new goals were for this month.
Dang, girl. I'm killing it. You're
So,
definitely going double this month.
yes, I'm
225 BV order.
pushing
That's
for it.
amazing. I think my mom's the only person that's ever ordered that high BV from me. Oh, that's funny. That's so good. Okay, Sarah, do you have any questions? No? Okay. So do you want me to go next on host posting on Facebook? Okay. So I message on Instagram, but I don't message for host to post on Instagram. So I message for host to post on Facebook. And how that looks is like literally I'll just go on Facebook and I'll just click on like my messenger and see whoever's active. And then whoever's active gets a message. So the message I send out is super simple. It's like, I was trying to find my things here and like, I don't know that I can find them on my, usually it's something along the lines of like, hey girl, would you mind like doing me a favor? Something super simple. And then they're like, okay, sure. And then usually I offer them some kind of like deal, or like I'll offer them like some kind of giveaway. But the big thing is that I'll get them to put up a post saying like, my friend Asia's looking for 5 people who are looking to lose some weight. Super simple, just like Saray was saying. So like not anything going into detail about anything. I don't have them put up any pictures, like nothing, just super short status. So as soon as they put up the status, I go on and I like heart it, and then I post 3 before and after pictures in the comments. And then people start commenting on it. They're like asking, you know, for info, whatever. I will like their comment, and then I reply to them and say, I added you as a friend. And then I add them as a friend, and I don't message them until they have accepted my friend request. And as soon as they accept my friend request, I send them a message and I'm like, hey, you know, I saw you commented on, you know, Sarah's post that you're looking, you know, you're interested in and you're working on losing some weight. Can I send you some info on what I'm doing right now? They say, sure. I find out, you know, what their lifestyle's like. So I always ask questions. I find out what their diet and exercise is like, how much weight they want to lose. Cause like if someone wants to lose, you know, 10 pounds, I'm not going to offer them like TFX off the bat. I'm probably going to offer them keto coffee, greens, and cleanse. If they want to lose more than 20 pounds, instead of the cleanse, I always offer them the TFX. But here's the thing. at the end, when I'm putting in their order, I upsell them with the other product. So I can actually like type my scripts right in here. But so if anyone's looking to lose like 15 or less pounds, I always send this message to them. I'm going to just put everything in the chat. So I will send them this script if they want to lose less than 15 pounds. If they want to lose like 20 more pounds, I always send them this script with the TFX. And it's just like a quick breakdown of the products. And they'll be like, okay, that sounds great. So when I send the pricing, I send it a little bit different. So I break everything down. And what the heck? Okay. So I break everything down like by each product, because like psychology wise, like in my brain, I think like if they see one big total, then that's like can be overwhelming. But when it's broken down, like, oh, this is $36, this is $33, this is this much money, then it's like not as bad. So I will send the pricing to them, and I let them know like the membership fee is waived if they do like the 90-day challenge or whatever. So when they agree to it, I literally just say, okay, awesome. I'm putting in an order right now. I can just grab your info and get your order in for you. They say, sure. I send them the loyal customer order form. So that has the breakdown of like all the information on it. It has like, and everything's highlighted. So I just tell them, I just need the highlighted info on here. And in that highlighted info, the membership agreement, like the loyal customer agreement, is highlighted, and it talks about the 3 months and the 90 days. So sometimes people will be like, oh, it's like, am I locked into some kind of membership? And then that's when I go ahead and tell them like, you're able to switch up your products each month. You're not locked into the same thing. If you need to push your order off or change the date that it processes, you're able to do that. And I kind of go through that with them. And then once they send me their info, I will literally tell them, I'm trying to find like let's see, I have it right here. So I send them this message. I say, great, I'm opening up my computer now, and I just noticed, so if they're getting the thermopay, I say, I just noticed we're having a huge special on our 2-day cleanse. Almost everyone does this to start their challenge. It's not even meant for weight loss, but most people see 2 to 10 pounds of weight loss in the 2 days. It's very gentle and plant-based and reboots your body, and you can still eat on it. Do you want to add it on for month 1 for only $36? And at this point, the worst that they're going to say is no. Like, I already have their credit card information. I'm at this point, I've already have all their stuff entered into the system. They're either just going to say yes or no. And like 9 out of 10 times they say yes. And then you just took a 120 something BV order and turned it into 156 BV order. And you sign up for those, and like you just filled $400. You know what I mean? So then what I do is, after I get their order in, I then ask that new loyal customer to do a host to post for me. So I got them from a host to post. And the thing with Facebook, I added a lot of my mom's friends and like my aunt's friends, because I feel like Instagram is like a much younger network like of people. I feel like there's a lot more people our age that are using that. There's a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s that are like rocking it out on Facebook, and they don't really know how to use Instagram. Like my mom's like, I can't figure out Instagram, whatever. So on Facebook, I'm adding women that I'm adding my mom's friends, my aunt's friends, my mom's friends. So I'm getting an older like group of women, different demographic. And those are people that are willing to spend money and invest into themselves. I was just watching another Zoom where they were talking about this. The woman was talking about this. She went like, She went from like, she went triple diamond in like a couple months. I think, I forget whose team she's on. She spoke at Green Carpet. But she's like, hi, like we are the demographic on Facebook. Like you guys are missing us if you're not reaching out to us, because we want to look good and we want to be skinny and like we're willing to spend money on these products. And it's so true, because a lot of the people that I sign up on Facebook from Host to Post are women and men that are, you know, older than me. I'm going to be 31 this month, but usually in their, you know, late 30s, 40s, 50s, and they're willing to drop $200 on products and not really think twice about it. So then I'm having them put up a Host to Post for me, and now I'm reaching all of their friends. And then whoever signs up from that, I'm asking them to Host to Post for me. And you're just growing this network on Facebook, and everyone who's commenting on this post, they're already interested when you talk to them. So you already know they commented, they're interested. You're going to go in and you can already feel confident about the conversation that you're about to have with them, because you know they already want what you have to offer, because they commented and said, I want more info on this. So that's how I rock out the Host to Post on Facebook. And like, if you guys want scripts, I have to like find them. I don't know what's going on with my phone right now. Like I did the new iOS update on my phone and my computer, and like I can't find the thread with all of my stuff in it right now. So I will find it, and if you guys want it, I will give you all my scripts that I use when I'm like reaching out to people and stuff. Sarah, do you want to talk about Instagram?
Yeah, so the only thing that I want to talk about quick, because you guys covered like everything, the only thing that I want to add is doing unsend resends on Instagram. So like I most of my customers come from like first time contacts or from unsend resends. I do follow up, but a lot of my enrollments come from like one conversation or one follow up. So what I do is obviously I'm messaging new people on Instagram. So I'm going into my followers and messaging people from that, but there's always a ton of people who either read my message or don't read my message, and they don't respond to me. So like I send them a message about trying a product and they just don't respond. I don't like count those people out or accept that they're not interested. So what I do is typically I'll go back about 90 days. But it really just depends. Like I try to go over a month. 90 days I found has been like a really good sort of like time frame for me, because my thought process is 90 days ago I asked somebody to be, or asked someone if they're interested in trying a product. So 3 months ago, that was like toward the end of summer, people were probably getting ready for back to school, on vacations and stuff like that. So they probably weren't in a place where they wanted to read my message or respond to it. So what I do is I just unsend that message. Like if you hold it down on Instagram, there's a button that pops up that says unsend. And then I send them a new message, and my new message is always, hey girl, question. So I'm literally just doing a bunch of these at a time. I've like timed it out, and it takes me about 50 minutes to do 250 unsend resends. Since you've messaged these people before, there's no limit to how many you can do in a row. So you won't get blocked from messaging if you do a bunch. So like what I personally do, I mostly do this on the weekends. I'll sit for like one episode of something on Netflix, and I will just unsend resend the whole time. And like I'll go back to a spot in my followers or my inbox and find all of the people that I messaged in that time frame that didn't respond to me. And I just unsend the initial message that I sent. And so it looks like we have no messaging history. And then I just say, hey girl, question. And I literally just do that for an hour straight. And that's like about 250 that I can crank out in that time. When people respond to me, I can make the decision what message I want to send. Maybe I'll send them a PLC message. Maybe I'll send them a PDT message, or I might just now send a message to Host to Post. It doesn't really matter, but I get so many more people that will answer me when I say, hey girl, question. Like I would say my response rate on that when I do unsend resend with that is between like 25 to 30%. So like if I'm messaging 250 people, that's like 50 people that are answering me, right? Was that bad math? I don't know. It's a lot of people that are responding to me. So that's something big that I do on Instagram, especially like if you're getting worried about the algorithms, or if you're running out of people to message, or I don't know, like you're scared of getting blocked from messaging. That's a really good way to go back to people that are already in your network. They already follow you. and you're basically just sending them a new message. So that works really, really well for me. I send a lot of distributors from unsend resends. I send a lot of customers from unsend resends. Something else that I do as I'm going back and doing that, when I do that, I'll show you guys how I do it quick, because it works really well for me. So I go to my, let me get on my Instagram. I don't know if you guys can see this or if it's like really hard to see, but I click by my following, and then I sort it by date followed, earliest. And I go through and do it like this. Especially if you've never done this before, try sorting it like this. These are the people you've been following on Instagram the longest, and you can scroll through and just start there and start going through and unsend resending. I also use Hey Girl Question, like maybe, so I was doing this the other day, and there's people that I talk to like, I don't know, like 8 months ago that I was getting up to, and we had a full conversation, and they like never ordered. I was following up, whatever happened. I was just saying, Hey Girl Question, and starting a new conversation with them. And some of them are like, oh no, nobody's asked me if I want to be a product client before. I'm like, dude, like we have a whole conversation about it, but okay. Like if nobody's asked you before, sure. So I don't know, that works really well for me. And it's, like I said, a really good way to be able to message when you're afraid of like getting blocked or running out of people to message. Like if you have an hour to sit down and do something for your business and you like don't know what to do, that's something that you can do, and start seeing like immediate responses. And I think I am going to start doing that for host to post, like even if it's just the last 5-6 days of the month. Yeah, I think that's all that I have to add.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited that we were all able to get on here and share some stuff, and I hope that you guys all took something away from this. Melissa, I got your message. So when I find these things, I need to like figure out I don't know if I need to like restart my computer or something.